What's happening? Man, my nose is running like a faucet because I have been doing capsaicin all morning long. I'm Captain Tommy Scoville, and you are on the Lifeboat. My brother's a chili head. Not sure if you've heard this, but that Johnny Scoville fella eats a lot of really hot stuff. Because of this, as his baby brother, I am tricked into eating really hot things on a very regular basis. On the bright side, you know what I've been doing? I've been walking around with a tube of terror in my pocket. No, I'm not just happy to see you. That is a tube of terror in my pocket. And when someone says, I got one of these things, you really got to try this. It's super, really hot. I go, have you tried one of the peanuts? That backs them right up. Really does. That'll slow you right down that tube of terror. And then the following morning, yeah, you can get yourself a nice t-shirt. I think you know where I'm going with that. Hey, Lord Kiss Freak, good to see you, Davey. Not cool, Tommy. No, you know what? I have been nice. I have been nice to virtually every single person. And I have said, have you eaten any breakfast? Have you had any lunch? Because you don't want to eat this peanut on an empty stomach. I have been saying that to people all morning long. Now, my older brother, Johnny, we'll let the film speak for itself. Now, as all of you know, I have not had a lot of luck going live from the floor of the event center on account of the fact that we're in a casino. By the way, I hit this on the casino floor, and you would have thought that I set off a atomic device. Apparently, you cannot vape anywhere in this vicinity. So, like they ran up on me. Like, I mean, honestly, it looked like they maybe thought I was getting ready to rob something. They came from three directions. It's a trap, Tommy. Don't do it. Hey, Skipper, you need the other shirt. Oh, yeah. Yep, I needed the other shirt this morning after last night's Ghost Pepper Soup and canned jalapenos. DJ Daddy-O. That's my man. That's Mr. T. And I do understand exactly what you mean. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I have to vape secretly. I got to do it I'm going to have to do it on the DL if I'm going to get away with it. So it is what it is. I probably need to quit anyway at some point here. So I am working on that. You know how I've been doing it, though? I've just been decreasing the amount of nicotine in what I'm vaping. And that's been a lovely method because I don't notice it. And when the special on the liquid that they have runs out, I'm quitting. I really am. But I've been trying to cut the nicotine down to almost nothing. I hope. Did I see Anik Alexander here? I thought I did, because Anik probably would tell the people in the over on the other platform that we're live. But what I wanted to say is this: I took this on the floor of the. I went live without going live. Since it sucks down there and they're jamming the signal, I went live and I walked around like this, recording the exchange. Obviously, I couldn't interact with any of you while doing this, but Grizzly Heat Griffin is on the floor. Jiff the Firefighter, a lot of people whose names you've known and heard. The largest collection of hot sauce on planet Earth is owned by a man named Vic Klinko. A lot of you know Vic. Vic's just one of the kindest people in the whole world, and big guy, bigger than me, bigger than Johnny. He's just a big, tall guy. And this morning. So we went and told him about it. But there's people I wanted you all to meet, and I wanted to do it live. Unfortunately, that has not been something I could pull off. So I recorded it, and I'm going to upload it. So later today, there will be video that's going to look like live from the floor. It will not be exactly live from the floor, but if I didn't tell you, you might never have known. I'm going to be in the chat. I'm going to do these as instant premieres. And that way there will be live chat in them and you can get on and chat and do all of that. I'm trying to keep them long enough so that they're fun to actually, have some chat. But I'm going to be recording so that I can show you exactly what's going on down there. I don't know why that didn't occur to me instantly. Maybe it's because I'm not the brightest bulb. But after spending a little time talking about it with some people, they said, why don't you just upload it? By the way, 5x5. Yesterday, when I was on live with you, I was on Reese's channel. and I was getting a lot of people telling me that I was freezing. Am I freezing here? Have I got a 5x5? How does the internet look in this room when I'm not on with someone else? When I am just here with myself, how are we looking? 5x5, 5x5. Has there been any freezing? Jazzy girl Sarah, good to see you. Yeah, it looks like I'm solid. Perhaps it was not me last night that was freezing. Perhaps this room's internet is not quite so bad. If that's the case, I'm going to be doing more from here. I'm gonna be live tonight at the normal Lifeboat time. Okay, I'm going to be doing normal Lifeboats the whole time I'm here. About every 2 minutes, it freezes for a few seconds or for a few minutes. Oh, that's not good. But Sandy, Wendy, maybe you all, I am getting pretty good feedback from most people. A few seconds, that's better. Jazzy girl, thanks, that's better. Hello, Lori Lee. The stream disappeared. What happened last night with Reese? If the stream disappeared, I'm going to guess it's because Reese maybe wants to control the flow of information. And if that's the case, then I might not be. I might be talking out of school to have that conversation. But here's what I'll tell you. I'll tell you that I sent a invite to Reese on this live feed, and I'm going to continue to send an invite to Reese on my live feeds. In case Reese has the ability to pop on and say hello, and maybe we can talk about Reese and what happened last night. But what it comes down to is this. Here's what it comes down to. Same thing it always comes down to. We're the lifeboat. What do you think it came down to? There's something Reese would like to change in her life. That's why everybody. This is what the Lifeboat talks about, isn't it? We're all in the same boat. Why? Oh, you got unsubscribed. Well, please check and see if you're subscribed, people, because there's 20,000. Wow. Can you believe that? Honest to God in heaven. Can you believe that? There's over 20,000 lifeboaters. Boy, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but God is good. Sorry, I know I'm going to offend a few people with that, but I feel like this is a miracle, man. I really do. You can take it for whatever you wish to take it as. But I'm a convicted bank robber, and there's 20,000 people that are trying to come here for connection to get sober. I think a really beautiful event that is happening on this planet, and the more that I have an opportunity to spend time doing what I'm doing. Thank you, Panko. The congrats, honestly, goes to the boat as much as it goes to me. You people have done more to facilitate this happening. Greg, you want a great example? I wanted to make a bigger deal of this, but I'm going to do it now. Screw it. I'm down there on the floor, and I hear somebody go, Spanx. And Spanx is kind of our film guy right now. He's really doing his engineering kind of stuff. But I turned and I saw somebody that had recognized Spanx, and I went back to doing what I was doing. And when I was done talking, the person came up to me and said, I just wanted you to know it was Jason P. Now I'll tell you something, man. I tried to explain this earlier. As a content creator, so Reese or me or Aaron or anybody, when you do this for a long enough time and you get to meet people like Sandy Wandy, right? Or the Swiss Bait or Henny or any of the people when you finally meet these people in real life, right? When I met Seventh the first time, Seventh Son, I'm as freaked out meeting somebody as the person is to meet me. The only difference is that you watch me on video and I read what you say, but it's the same relationship. It really is. And I don't know, maybe some people buy into all of the fame stuff, right? But I don't so much. But meeting Jason P and his wife, I honestly, like, I get starstruck. I meet people. Meeting Tampa B Man was like that. That was a really big deal. When I met Tampa B, that was one of those things where I was kind of starstruck. I really was. And I know it's going to be like that. I'm as big a fan of all of you as you are fans of me. And I'm telling you, Jason P, we had an opportunity to hang out and talk. I'm hoping we're going to do a little more of that today before he leaves. He drove about as far as I did to come down, and he told me a little of his story while we were on the floor. And I'm not going to spoiler alert this story, but you know what? We're going to tell it. I'm going to, I asked him if he would be willing to do that, if he would come on the boat, and he said yes. So I'm going to tell the Jason P story, and I'll warn you ladies in advance. This man's married. He's handsome as hell. He has a beautiful wife. So just be warned. He is betrothed. Lovely couple, man. Just two really, really cool people. And it's really, the connection thing is awesome. It is. And I know people say, I catch so much crap. I do. As a content creator, people go, man, you don't want to meet your fans. You know how many crazies? Let me tell you something. I haven't met one yet. I really haven't. The people that take the time to reach out and to take the time to get to know you, I've really met 99 out of 100 people that I met have just been fantastic. And then every once in a while, there's people that you got to block and they're not what you hope. But 99 out of 100, especially with the boat, man, those numbers are pretty fantastic. I honestly, the people who I meet, oh, Marissa, what a kind thing to say. This success really is on the boat. I mean, honestly, it is on the boat. Question. Headed to Fiery Foods this afternoon. Should be there by 1:30. What's happening this afternoon? Well, there'll be two bald guys. One will have a long white goatee. The other will be there, CAG. There will be stuff going on all day. So you're going to be here this afternoon around 1:30, you say. Well, look for the Scoville brothers, and I look forward to meeting you. And anybody else that's heading out to Fiery Food Festival, you're going to have a great time. This really is a fantastic festival. It is a fantastic festival. There's a lot of free stuff being given out too. I've got, oh man, it's in the backpacks. It's downstairs. This is good info. Quitting vaping is a bitch. Watch out for the icky threes. 3 days, 3 weeks, and 3 months are the hardest for relapse. I made it 3 months and failed. I'm currently vaping 0% nicotine, I guess, but struggling. Are you doing food grade stuff? Just out of curiosity, I noticed a really huge difference in my lungs when I switched from regular to food grade. Now, it's just what it sounds like. Like I vape a blueberry banana, and the flavors are made out of blueberry and banana. It's not. There are no chemicals. There's none of that. It's all food grade stuff. And there's a place in town, and this guy's been open 10 years. He's very. It's unique to him. If anybody, Lord Kiss Freak, anybody that texted me last night, I probably got nothing because of. Yeah, I apologize. If you did, I would not have gotten it. My phone has been, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I am in the middle of nowhere. If you look at Albuquerque, there is nothing. Like, you stand on top of this casino, and for as far as the eye can see, and it's probably great cell service and everything else. But because this is a casino in the middle of nowhere, they really are messing with where you can use and not use your phone. They're serious about it. So, bringing my son 4 years clean of meth and opiates. 4 years? Get him here. I want to meet your son, and we won't make him eat anything hot, but we'd love to get a picture. That's so cool. That's so cool. I cannot wait to meet your. If I had a trophy, I'd be holding it up. But that is about as cool as it gets. And congratulations to your boy, for real. Now, I want you all to do me a huge favor, because I've not seen Inappropriate Heifer here today. And I've been looking for her. So I do not see Inappropriate Heifer anywhere. If that's the case, the next time you see Inappropriate Heifer, I want you to tell her that I did a live feed today and I was naked. You need to tell her that. Tommy accidentally He was coming out of the shower, had a towel, because she picks on me, and she's not here. I want everyone to tell her. I want us to have a fun at her expense. She was here this morning. Oh, okay. I see. I didn't think I had seen Hep in like 2 days, and I was starting to get a little nervous, and I thought we'd have some fun at her expense. But if she is, if she's been here this morning, I won't pick on her. Excellent, Susan P. Again, please come out. If you're close enough and you have an opportunity to come out and meet me, please do. I love it. I really do. There's no other way to say it. I love it. Hef will get it. She will get a laugh out of this for sure. And especially if you don't tell her where, you know what I mean? Like you bury it and lets you just go, yeah, it's somewhere in the middle. That's always a cruel thing to do. That my brother had said something in one of his videos, and there was just somebody edited something that my brother said, and we actually had been able to prove that it was an edit, and not even a good one at that. But my brother said to the fans, I was to one of the fans in particular, I was trying to, if I could find where I said this, but there's 5,000 videos. 3 minutes later, Dizzy Dragon is like the historian of the Lifeboat. Dizzy Dragon watches every single, not Lifeboat, but of the Chase the Heat. Watches every Chase the Heat, knows more about it. He is to Chase the Heat what Dick's Picks was to the Grateful Dead. Like Dizzy Dragon knows more about my brother than my brother knows about my brother. And Johnny asked Dizzy Dragon about it. And I'm telling you, it took him about 4 minutes. You know what I mean? Like he can listen and look and tell you what time frames, and absolutely remarkable. Wow, I love hearing that. I love hearing that. Now, there's only a couple of ways you would know that, and I'm not busting your chops. But there's only a couple of ways anyone on planet Earth would know that. That either shows up in the news, right? Or it's because, you're an individual who knows because you buy dope or whatever. I remember once right around Halloween, it was the day the music died. It was so bad that people literally began to refer to it as the day the music died. That's a great idea, by the way. And our heroin dealer got caught with 28 pounds of heroin, and there was nothing in the city for almost 3 weeks. We were having to leave the state to go get heroin, and we were doing it. Everybody was doing it. The emergency rooms were wall to wall with addicts who were faking injuries to try to get pain medication. It was absolutely ridiculous. Just how Henny or walk the plank. Let me see. I do not want to. That's right. Please hit the like button. Right? Tampa B, man. I was just talking about you. I was just talking about you earlier, and it was lovely stuff. What I was saying was, I used you as an example how I was starstruck when I met you. And I just met Jason P and his lovely wife, and I had a similar experience. But I knew Tampa B I had seen. I had never seen Jason P. So when I saw Tampa B, I knew what she looked like. I had watched her on video, everything else. So when I got out of the car and Tampa was there the first time, there was a starstruck moment there. And this has happened to me with subscribers on multiple occasions. There's something, I think that it's something that's probably lost on the audience, but we're not really stars. You know what I mean? Like there are stars. Brad Pitt's a star, right? I have a YouTube channel. My brother has a YouTube channel. There are, you know what I mean? So we just sort of create content. And I think that people, I don't know, think it's different. Local newspapers, that is the other way. And I'm so glad to hear it. I really am. Because and it's interesting the way you put it, which is why I brought up the question. You said very, very uniquely that the guy selling, and there were two substances. The reason that that I had said what I said is the news will say the man got busted with. Now, if it's a large quantity of coke and fent, right? Any of those coke and heroin, whatever, up or down, that is probably a sell. And sorry, capsaicin runny nose. The cell is literally what it sounds like. There's a small cell that sets will be selling both coke and heroin, or whatever version of coke and heroin are currently going. Fake coke and fake heroin. But those are the drugs that the affectionately called spitters, right? Because they spit balloons out of their mouth. The balloons are tied into 1/10 grams. In some places, 1/4 grams, but usually they're tens, 1/10. And they're tied into small balloons, and the balloons are held in your mouth. Because if the police pull you over, you grab your bottle of water, you drink, you swallow all the balloons, and you crap them out in a couple of days. No harm, no foul, and you don't lose any money. And more importantly, you don't go to jail. That's the idea. So when you get in the car and you say, I want 4 black ones and 4 white ones, they spit them out, dry them off on their jeans, and color code them. The red ones are black, are tar, and the white ones are usually, the blow. The white or yellow are usually blow. But so chances are they busted a cell. Now, the sad news is, more than likely, there'll be somebody to take his place just as fast as, but the drivers get busted all the time. The guy at the top doesn't get busted that often because unlike the United States, the drivers aren't rolling. They're not telling on the guy above them. This is a very structured cartel gang kind of thing. It's very, very structured. These guys aren't telling on one another. And there's not much they could get by telling anyway. You're telling on people who are here illegally, right? So it's a tougher, they have a great business model. I'm sorry, they really do. You got to read the book by John Quinones, whatever the guy's name is. You really need to read that book because it breaks down. He does such a phenomenal job describing how we end. So up to speed if you just got here. I can't go live from the floor of this facility. You just can't. But what I can do is record. So I am recording live feeds for all intents and purposes. I'm going to upload them, and there'll be a couple that go up during the course of the time that I'm here. Excuse me. This is not from talking. It's from screaming. I got out of sinus rhythm today with my heart. No big deal. But I got back in it by going through the checklist of things that I went through. By the way, this was a crew member of the boat that had emailed me. And I wish I remembered their name so I could give them proper credit. But the person had told me that they were 8 years without having any procedure and 8 years without having to go to the hospital in spite of their atrial flutter. And I've been doing what this person, had suggested. My weight, all of the things that I've done, I've gotten to where I need to be. And today when I got out of sinus rhythm, I did have to leave the facility because I tried everything on my checklist and nothing worked. So I had to scream, which is like the last one is screaming at the top of my lungs. We'll usually get it back in there. So I came back inside just in time for breakfast, and Johnny looked at me and goes, "You in rhythm?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Are the authorities on the way to the parking garage?" Because that's where I went to do it. I said, "No, I don't think nobody in the parking garage called 911. I think we're good." But I'm back. These parasocial relationships are interesting and slightly scary at times. Boy, there's some truth to that. He has $1 million bail set. Is that true? Hip, 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 hippie chicks. Hip, hippie chicks. I'm sorry, what? Did you say that's your first live? Well, welcome to the Lifeboat. Welcome to the land of connection. Do you know what? I got three people who reached out to me today to say, I was watching a channel today, and they were doing something that looked really similar to what you and Reese do. I mean, it almost looked like, and I thought, that's very cool. And then somebody else sent me something that said, I was watching 2 people that were doing a show that was so much like you and Reese. And I thought, must be the same people. So I reached out and said, really, who were you watching? And it wasn't. So there are a bunch of people, right, who are starting this concept of this whole connection thing. Please steal it and run with it. Please take this concept of connection, right? Make it your own and run with it as far and wide as you can. And if I can help you in any way to make your journey in connecting people to one another, if I can help that grow, I will help it. Be fired up about it. And it will change your life. Believe me, right? Reese, Tampa B, Sandy McKenna, the people that I get that you get to meet and go out and meet in real life. Jason P and his wife were just, I mean, two of the sweetest people you would ever want to meet on planet Earth. And such a freaking honor to meet them. And I'm looking forward. Dad, get here. I want to meet your son as well. I'm going to go down on the floor. I'm going to go record some more content. This content will get up there, I promise. And when I do it, it will be done as an instant premiere because we don't do things around here where we can't all get together and talk. Right? All right, people. I will have an invitation out there to Reese. Rick Spicer, you want to hear something really friggin' cool? Huh? Would you like to hear something really cool? I went outside today to scream in the car because I was trying to get my heart back into rhythm. And right around the time I'm in the car, because I don't want to scream outside in a parking garage. I'm going to scare the crap out of people even if I'm in my car. But if I did it outside, so I'm in the car, and I kind of took like a sweatshirt. I was going to say towel, but it was really like a sweatshirt. But I had it in the back seat and kind of pulled out to my face too to try to muffle the scream a little bit. But I screamed, and I mean, I really let it go kind of at the top of my lungs. And the second one, right after the second scream, I looked down, and my phone was ringing, and it was Q. So I had an opportunity to talk to Q today, and it was, I don't want to get Q in trouble ever, but it was one of our uninterrupted conversations. There was nobody saying, this call is being recorded and monitored. There was none of that. So we had an opportunity to talk, and I stayed outside a little longer so that I could, I wouldn't get screwed up by that. But Q's pretty proud of where the boat is. The 20,000 thing was huge. The 20,000 thing was huge, you know, he said to me, he said, there are the yard that he's at currently right now has 1,095 people on it. And he just said to me, there's so 20 of these, you know, when he sees everybody get put outside where they're going to search the whole place at once or whatever, and you look and see 1,000 people on the yard, you know, to multiply that in your head by 20 is a big number. A couple of you reached out to me to send me pictures of stadiums that had 20,000 people. One person reached out and told me that there was a concert and told me which concert. It was a fairly famous one that had 20,000 people at it. So a lot of you have weighed in. I talked to Q a lot this morning. I think that watching it as much as he will enjoy creating it. I think that I think it's going to be a beautiful day when he can sit down and watch all of the ripples that he created, because this is his ripple. I'm just riding it, right? I'm just riding it. Lori Lee, I'm sorry for your loss. Truthfully. Oh my God. Lori Lee says, my niece was killed by her abusive husband with fentanyl. She had just gotten out of rehab and he slipped it to her. He died of a fentanyl overdose right before he was about to be charged with murder. Wow. I'm so sorry, Lori Lee. I am so sorry. You know, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm only doing this because it's a fact, and it's zero consolation. But I want you to know this because we do this as human beings, right? We do. There's no way around it. But I want to tell you something. I'm sorry for the loss of your niece. Your niece did not suffer. This is something I want everybody to hear this. The way that somebody overdoses, the way that somebody, the procedure of dying from an overdose is not a painful procedure. I have brought more people back from the dead than you could count. It happened in front of his little girl. Oh my God, her little girl. Wow. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care if you believe in God. I don't care if you don't believe in God. I don't care if you believe in eternity or an afterlife or whatever you want to believe in. He's rotting in an eternal, horrific place in the afterlife. I promise you. I promise you. I'm so sorry. I really am. And again, I'll finish that thought. For anyone who has lost somebody to a drug overdose, it is not. Very often we find the people after the fact, and there's foam around the mouth, and it gives you an image that they were fighting viciously for their life, and it just doesn't happen. It's not at all how it happens. What happens is the body is so relaxed. It is so relaxed that when you don't you don't breathe and your body doesn't care. You don't go, there's none of that. You just go, oh, so we're just not going to bring any oxygen in, and this is how we're going to do this. And there's never even a moment of panic or a moment of anything. It's just, and it's the reason that people are so angry when you bring them back. Thank God. Thank God. You know? And there have been some of the greatest stories in the entire world have come from tragedy, right? I don't know how familiar you are with Oprah Winfrey's upbringing. She's turned out pretty well for herself, in spite of some pretty horrific episodes early on in her life. It's such a cliche, but I'm sorry, it's a mother-loving. I would not trade hanging from my arms in that cage for any experience on earth. I wouldn't. That's the crappiest thing that ever happened to me, and it did more to benefit me than any good thing that has ever happened to me. So sometimes, half, you're gonna find it. There you are, half. I had my watch out and everything. All right, people, I am. Boy, oh boy. Everybody get that? Drop the microphone, Tampa. Drop the microphone. If I've never said this out loud in these words, you understand this is the correlation, right? This is why the people who are second gens and third gens now, this is the reason why there is a overlap, and there's a reason why we seem to understand one another in a way that maybe others don't, right? Is because addicts live in a world of incarceration, right? They create it themselves, not intentionally, but they live in a world of incarceration. So do people in cults. Drugs force you to disconnect the same way a cult forces you to disconnect. It's the exact same thing. It is the exact same thing. And the breaking away of either of those processes is so hard. For the judgmental among us, right? No room for you here. None. People asked what happened last night. I wish I could tell you. I really wish I could tell you, because I think I could do a pretty good job telling you. But it's not going to be my place just yet. But boy, I'm looking forward to weighing in on. Right? And it is my passion. Here is my boy, Spanx Calhoun. Spanx, say a quick goodbye. I am signing off as we speak. Goodbye. How's your stomach? Burning? It's good. Okay. All right, people. I'm Captain Tommy, and I will see you on the next one. Now, Spanky's going to upload some stuff. Did I?